An SOP is a standard operating procedure. It's used in business operations. It's essentially a checklist, and it enables you to delegate to other people or entities like AI agents, for example. An SOUP is a standard operating unifying procedure, which is just a ridiculous acronym that I made for the purposes of recording this video because it's kind of a dry topic. And I'm going to pronounce it as SOUP just to make it more confusing. Let's start the video with what is a SOUP in an operational sense, right? So it sounds smarter than it really is. It's basically a checklist. I know, wild, right? And there are three components of good SOUP: simplicity, template ability, and salt. Why do we need SOUP? SOUP, I made this phrase myself. It's not AI generated. SOUP is the fuel for your delegation engine. It's a pretty cool sentence, isn't it? Before I unpack that, let me introduce you to the concept of 4 ways to do anything. I actually just read this in a book earlier. The book is called Source Amnesia. That was an example of. Completing is a way that you can do things. So just actually doing the task. Deleting, deferring, and delegating. Now, delegating and completing is what SOUPs help you with. If I open this up, you can complete recurring tasks a bit easier. So, every month or so, you've got to do a boring, repetitive task. If you want to make sure that you complete it in full and don't let certain subtasks fall through the cracks, create a SOUP for yourself, ping it into your Notion, and then you make sure that you do the task right on time. As it's supposed to be done. But the superpower here that I want you to really focus on is delegation, right? If you're a leader, you should be delegating more. All of us should be delegating more. And a really interesting mantra or rubric that you should be considering if you are a leader and you want to delegate more is, if my delegate can perform this task 80% as well as me, it's worth delegating. I want you to think about that, because we often let perfection be the enemy of progress. So just, if somebody can do it almost as good as you, 80%, the 80-20 Pareto principle, just lean on that and let go of this concept that you've got to do everything yourself, and watch your business grow and watch your to-do lists get checked off way quicker than you would have ever thought. So delegate more than you think if you're a leader. Obviously, some things are tricky to delegate, like buying your spouse an anniversary gift, although not impossible, especially if you create some cool AI agents that know you and your spouse really well. There's plenty of ways to do this. If you're not a leader and you start there thinking, Tony, I'm not a leader, what are you talking about? I'm an employee at a company. I just want to know about SOPs. I don't have any subordinates or anyone underneath me. Then I hear you, but we have a new guy in town. He's called Mr. AI Agent. You may have heard of him or scrolled past him on your LinkedIn feed. Everyone and their grandma are talking about AI agents. And this is going to be incorporated into modern work more and more as we go through the next decade, or this decade, I should say. And so if you don't have any subordinates or people to delegate to, then guess what? You have AI agents nowadays. The easiest way to delegate is to do that using Notion's new AI agents, which not only let you interrogate your workspace and, essentially have a ChatGPT within your workspace, but they enable you to give and delegate tasks because they can now actually perform actions in your workspace. So if you're interested in Notion AI agents, maybe this is the first time you're hearing about them, we have a video on them in my channel. So just click somewhere. I don't know, they'll put it in post editing, or we'll put it in the description below. I'll go over it for about 10 minutes, maybe even 15 minutes. It's a long one in YouTube Education Town. And we go through what these things can do for you, but they're an absolute game changer. There's a massive upgrade coming to agents in Q1 2026. So yeah, get on board and learn to start delegating to non-human entities. Wild times that we're living in. Okay, so delegation class over. Let's get down to the tactics. How should we cook our soups, and making sure that we reduce friction in an operational sense as much as possible. How to cook soup. So I've tried every method under the soupy sun for how to create a soup. This is my recommended method. Loom, which is basically a tool that enables you to record video, and it records the transcripts of what you've said. I recommend recording the Loom, just going over the thing. So let's say it's an onboarding practice, right? That you want to have everyone know, store in a knowledge base, and give to somebody on your team as a SOUP. So record the Loom, go through it, keep it short, 5 minutes, because you will want to use that video as a resource as well that will attach to the SOUP. And then what you want to do is you want to create a Notion template in your database. If you're organized, you're using databases, have an SOP database or put it into your docs database and just tag it with SOP or SOUP. Record that Loom. After you finish recording it, copy the transcript, then open up a Notion page. If you're on the right plan for using Notion AI, then open up a Notion AI agent, pass the agent the transcript, refer the agent to your SOP template, which hopefully should be structured, and then say, listen, using my template and the transcript, mix these things together and cook me up a tasty, tasty soup. And it'll just do it in 2 seconds, bada bish, bada bosh. If you don't have Notion AI and you're saying, look, I don't want to pay for Notion AI, one, you should, it's really cheap in comparison to like having a plethora of tools. But if not, then you can go on the ChatGPT free version, no money at all, and give it the transcript. Maybe you take a screenshot of your template and say, look, give me a structured SOP or a SOUP. And then 2 minutes has passed and you've created an amazing SOUP. Add that to your knowledge base and you're creating a ongoing, growing knowledge of everything that needs to be done in your company and a really centralized way of delegating certain tasks so that you as a leader or you as an employee can get more done and feel less stressed at work. Speaking of that, where should I store my SOUP? Like I just said, store it in a knowledge base. So every time you create a new SOP, put it in a knowledge base, in a wiki in Notion or in a specific database, however you like to structure it. So each freshly cooked soup becomes an extra synapse in your company's organizational brain, so to speak. And then if you're in Notion AI, you can then just pull up the AI helper and even just start chatting with it about your SOPs. You don't even necessarily have to dig through to find SOPs. You can just ask him, give me this one, or tell me, remind me how to do that recurring SOP that I made last month. Everyone's world and everyone's working workflows should be a lot easier with using SOUPs for the backbone of your company's structure and company's brain. So yeah, like it says here, feel free to title this The Fridge or Not in Notion. I would. I think it's a great name. And I hope that was a lighthearted and fun journey through the world of SOUPs. If you've got any questions, I'm sure you do, then pop them in the comments below. And if you want to watch any more videos, check out the channel. We've got a bunch of other ones. Some more serious, some less serious, depends on what you're into. Click through, have a go. And if you want to work with us, again, there's information in the description. We are the #1 rated Notion consultancy worldwide. So you're in good hands here. We can help you level up your business, level up your Notion workspace. All right, that's it for today, this week's video. Stay tuned. We're going to be dropping videos every week on, I think it's Wednesday. So, all right, peace out. Ciao.